There's been a fight. Welcome, Maurice. Good evening. Aces, happy Sunday. I don't know. I couldn't get into. I didn't know how to start. I didn't know where to find the information. All right, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'm sorry. I am not that tech savvy at all. So I had some problems getting started. I did set it up, and then when I needed to go live, I couldn't find how to go live. It wouldn't respond. But I'm here. I hope everybody is doing well. Maurice, I see that you're here. Thank you for coming in. Welcome, welcome to everyone. So it's Sunday, everybody. I hope that it's the evening for rice and peas and chicken or goat meat or something good. So I hope that everybody had a good dinner and that we're in a good place. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Listen, we really want to talk. I did a video about insurance, why it's necessary to have insurance. Because many people we see with that's how they help their children to create wealth. They have good insurance policies, and when they pass away, hey Shauna, welcome Shauna. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So a lot of us in our communities we don't do insurance. And so and so we are unable to help our children build their wealth. So it was encouraging us to make sure that we, no matter how small the insurance policies are, invest in something so that when you pass on, that your children can have a little something to start, even paying down on a home for themselves, but something, or start their own little business, something. There's just too much poverty in our culture, and we can change that. A lot of people, it's not that they were rich, but it's what they use the resources around them to build, and so that their children were in a better place. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. I posted a video yesterday with the donkey. I got a picture from Jamaica, and bring back so much memories of past times when we didn't have transportation to go anywhere. You look at the roads that we have even today, and And those roads are still those little tracks that the donkeys used to make, that used to go through. But I saw that man on the donkey and I smiled because what came to my mind is the fact that he was getting around without the stress of finding car fare or anything like that. But he was getting things done. And so I remember my grandmother with her old Ginny and there's two donkeys that we had. I forgot the other one's name, but I remember the brown one was old Ginny. And they pulled the load and took her to the markets and get so much done, so much done. So I hope that, hey, Ernestine, you're here. Blessings. Okay, Miss Ruby, I see you, my cousin. I see you that you're there. I don't know, the lighting down in this place is so different. Welcome, guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. You caught it again, Ernestine. Our time zones are so different, but you're here. Thank you. Thank you, Shana. I don't know if Maurice is still there. He left, but thanks to everybody who is coming in. We're gonna talk about writing our wills and why it's necessary, because as you go around today, you just see so much devastation. You hear about the amount of murders that are connected to deadlift stuff and all of that stuff, and so yep. Yeah, them slow, but them get the work done because they do get the work done. Them take them time and them going, but them get the work done. Them get the buckets of water to the house, and them granny we used to have pimento, a lot of pimento up where we lived, and when it was time and it was the donkeys, you need wood for come to the house and cook and do them stuff. The donkey used to carry it, but so that did save us some things because we'd have to go carry all of it on our heads. Irish potato time come in, the donkey pull the bags them. Oops. So they were useful. And they're still going today. So yeah. Yeah, Shauna, that's your Miss Ruby. As if it's my Miss Ruby. So I'm downstairs. I'm on the laptop downstairs here in the workspace, and the lighting is a little different. But I can see that you're here, guys, and I hope that you can see me. So it's already 7 minutes of us greeting one another and hoping that you'll share the videos and give a thumbs up, guys. Um, Prayers up for all of those of you who need. We all need prayers, but prayers up for those who need an extra dose. Just remember that God has promised to never leave us nor forsake us. Always reach out to Him when you feel. You don't even have to feel down. Just reach out to Him consistently. Make Him be your personal friend. So one of the things, it was strange this morning, like yesterday we talked about that this is a topic we'll look at this evening. And I was speaking to somebody this morning, and she was sharing with me about a situation where a young lady passed away, and the sister, she was married, and when she passed away, just after the funeral, she was very young, was a nurse in Jamaica, had a young child when she died, and when she passed away after the burial, the sister, she went up to the house and telling the husband she come for what her sister for her share. She come for her share of what her sister died and left. It didn't even allow time for the guy to even get a chance to look around and to even reach out and say, all right, your sister died and left this or that. Come and let me give you some. Already, before the body even get cool in the earth, she was getting ready to start a rumpus. And it's so strange that a lot of people who create these kind of problems are those people who are absent. They were never around, or they was very, very not, the people who did the heavy lifting are now are getting punished, because before the old people died, they might said, Lord, you take care of me, so this a for you, that a for you. But there's no will left. And so because there are no wills left, you find that these other kids would come in and push them out, and create, or other family members, and create such problems. Even when I came to this country in the 80s, early 80s, I remember when I came, I had a switchboard certificate from Jamaica Commercial Institute in Montego Bay. But when I came, because of my accent, looking for work to work on a switchboard was interesting, because I remember one business, good business, I would have loved to work in that place. But when I did the interview, the lady said, well, because of your accent, we couldn't hire you because uh, the staff might not understand you when you speak. And I didn't fuss, because it was true. I came up, I'm Jamaican. What you expect? I have my accent. So um, I went into home health care instead. And so many times you see these children who never cared about the parents, who you go in and you're the only family some of them knew. They don't come visit, they don't call. And then, but when they hear that they're in the hospital, or they died, you see them coming, and they're selling, and and they're just done and gone. But during the times when they needed a soft voice or a warm meal or something, they're never, never, ever there. Sometimes when you have to call them, they're so irritable, you know. And so we see that, um, as we go on, I think about it, and I said, let me talk a little bit about what we should include in our wills, and some of the things that we should include. Well, only one thing I say you should include, that kind of thing, because once you pass on, depending on the situations, your children may not be able to grant you that wish. But in a will, you need to talk about your personal information. Just give all of the information that is needed there. Hey, Joshua, welcome back again, Joshua. And um, for in America, you will need a social security number. You want to give your date of birth. You want to give all those things. And you want to also make sure that you select somebody who will be in charge. You, you cannot leave things up and then figure, whoever, because sometimes you have people who will say there was no will, they hide things, and things become complicated again. But talk about them. Who should be the person in charge to be the executor of your will? That means they will be able to represent you when you're gone. If you have children, so many people today are going through, they're being murdered, they're being in accidents, in different situations. The other day when I was here and the young lady came, it wasn't like a gunshot, it wasn't a fight, it wasn't anything. When she came in, fell sick and almost died on my floor. Because when they said they couldn't find the heartbeat was so low, we surely thought that when she lost consciousness that she was going to be passed on. But was it planned for? No. But things happen. So we have to make sure that we discuss who are put in writing, who we want to take care of the young kids if they're children. What if you have pets? Some of you have your dogs or cats and they're so important. Who do you want to have those things? Who you think is capable to take care of them if you're gone? If you have a lot of properties, list them. I personally, when it comes to a will, I also want to make sure that whatever I have, I give to my kids know while I'm alive. I'm not waiting, because a lot of times you think that the kids will appreciate some things and they really don't want what you have. So you might have some nice things and say, whether it's jewelry, or my kids don't even wear jewelry. So those are things that I have to know, that in a will I couldn't say I'm delegating it to this one or that one, because they just don't do jewelry. Um, So a lot of times, if you can give what you need to give to these children, give it before things get worse, then do that. Then at least we know that when you're gone, it's they got what they needed. It's not going through a probate court. It's not this. It's not that. But they have it. A lot of times we leave things and think that it's going to be just so, and other people move in and start fighting for their share. How comes, and where's mine? And it becomes chaotic. I've seen people go to Jamaica. They have had families there, and you have families here who they live their good lives. Well, you have that one kid who stayed home in Jamaica and said they're the hands and feet for whoever the person is down there. But as soon and you would think that it's automatic that if there was a home that they would allow the child who stayed there and help taking care of that elderly person to just have it. But believe me, there's so much chaos sometimes because they up here who should have been doing better goes down there. They want their share, and it is some people end up losing their lives because of it. Because you have kids who will say, "I'm the one who have been here doing all the heavy lifting," you know. I know you just want to come in and come take over, and then decide no, and so it becomes an ugly thing. So if you have many different pieces of properties that children didn't know about, list them in the will. Make sure that um, they're accounted for. You write who you want to get it. If you didn't do the gifting before you get older and weaker, right? Sometimes you leave in things for children, like your grandchildren or what have you, and you want to leave stipulations that if they get caught up into drugs, if they didn't finish high school, if they didn't, different things that you might want to put in that will to make sure that you don't want to leave $50,000 to a kid who is just going to blow it out in drugs. You don't want to, if the kid didn't even finish high school, but they are building, maybe they're going to trade school, but they want to give back to society. You see the potential, but sometimes people do leave stipulations in their wills to say if this is not happening, then they can't get the money, or they shouldn't get it until they're 18, or if they cannot get it until if they're in college, or they attach something to it. But one of the things, though, that I would say that we should not include in our wills, um, and sometimes you hear some stories where people, um, they might be living here in America, but they're saying, well, my parents and them have to go to Jamaica go marry. And it can become a little too expensive, and it can become, but when a person dies, I don't know, it's just my opinion. Don't knock me down, please. It's just that I when your spirit is gone, all that is left is a carcass. It's just the dead flesh and bones that is just going to disintegrate. So I don't know sometimes if all these things are necessary. You look back at some families who are struggling. They're struggling so much so. And people will put so much thousands, hundreds of thousands into burying somebody. And I wonder often, why is that so? You're leaving so many who need a night's dinner, who needs a roof over the head, and yet we put so much into the big spending for to bury someone. But a lot of people also put in their thing to say, I have to be buried this way, I want this, I want, and you're dead. You're gone. All of that is not necessary when somebody else could have continue growing and building. So that's just my opinion. I tell my kids already what should be done. Another thing that we should also put in, I forgot. Sometimes you might get a heart attack and they bring you to the hospital. And as I tell my kids, I said, no, no resuscitation, no nothing. Just if the time comes, just let me go peacefully. Because I know sometimes you do recover, but there are so many struggles sometimes there are so many struggles with that recovery that it becomes stressful for the kids. So I tell them, no, if this happens, then let me go peacefully. So you have to put in there what you would like. Do you want to be resuscitated? Do you want to, what is it that you want? Let them know so that when things happen and you cannot speak for yourself, you cannot, then those things are in place and they can follow those, which are your last will and testament, right? So I don't know what you think, people. You can tell me. Um, so what about if it's just one kid? Does it automatically goes to that kid? So if it's one kid, yes. Um, if it's one kid, I think, since in your case, that whatever you have should automatically belong to your son. Nobody could walk in to say, this is mine or this is, it is his to do what he wants to do with it. But in the event that there are different children, more children, sometimes you have step parents involved with, and so much chaos and confusion. Sometimes if you have a spouse, you know that what you have is automatically going to go to him. Whether it's a good spouse or a bad spouse, that's how it is, unless you make stipulations in, I think, is it go to probate? But that's how it is. And yes, because these funerals today, it's a grandstanding. Some of these kids, they never even go look to see if the parents needed a shower or brush their teeth or give them a warm bath um, or something, or sit and talk with them. They're so busy, they have no time for even a little sit down with the parents. But yet, when the parents pass, you see all of these things, and you say, what the heck? What the heck? And so that's what it is. As I said, funerals are now one of the biggest um, one of the biggest investment today. When people die, they get more than when they were alive. So people, let's think about these things and let's treat our elderly, let's just treat people around us with love and respect and care. And so when the time comes, I remember the years gone by when it was just a pine box. All that people needed was to. I remember Granny. She didn't she didn't get to use her boards, her cedar board or whatever they have, or pine, whatever it was, because she passed away when it was in current years 2005. But I remember as a child that she had certain amount of wood of board that they cut down the trees and cut the wood, and they had that secure to make her box when she died. And so that was the way to go, because it's a Congo worm not just going to eat you, right? And so you didn't need, but today all of this is beyond me. I don't know how that defines who a person was, or if they go to heaven or hell. I don't know. But let's do the best lives, guys, while they're alive. Be there with them, talk with them, give them a drink of water. Don't let them sit and stress themselves out and worry. I saw a thing the other day on Shanzen's channel with a lady who said she had so many children. And you look at where she lived, and she was just crying. She just cried because none of them, not one of them come. But yet, if she passed on and there's anything to be gotten, you see how quickly they come and they're fighting. So put your wills together, guys. Tell them what you want in your will, and so that there won't start any chaos. Yeah, a big party. A big party. That's what they do nowadays. The noise, we're here from foreign. And they have all the grandstanding and all the grandstanding. And when the parents was there was no one. No one remembered that they were there to be cared for. So I don't know what you have to add, guys, or what your situations have been, but I have seen where people got killed over dead left land. I've seen families ripped apart because a dead left land, no will was left. Because parents are saying, listen, I have 5 kids and what I have is only 5 of them. And they just left it at that, hoping that the kids would take care of each other. But no, no, it's not so. Not so because everybody don't go tell how much them did and them forget the most and who did they hear so who did do and who did put money in it when them buy it so they forget and it just becomes chaotic. So if we have anything to share, absolutely, Sister Ernestine, that they're trying to, it's a grandstanding and everybody trying to outdo. Everybody's trying to outdo. Hey, blessings, blessings, Bev Brown, blessings. I am trying, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm still clogged up. But again, this goes with me until the spring passes. So as soon as the plants get enough out of the earth and start putting on their fruits, I'll be okay. We had rain all day yesterday, so I haven't been outside today. So thanks to every one of you who came in, who joined in. Um, okay, I see what you said, my cousin Ruby. To avoid any confusion after my passing, I totally believe it. Very good, very good. Because sometimes even if we get married, people know that your kids are there, but people will challenge. It is really sad, Joshua. Yeah, it's a sad reality. It's a very sad reality. Um, but you know what? As long as we have life, guys, we have hope. If we have hope, if we have hope, guys, then you know what? It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Um, so let us remember to. I'm trying to just. You find out that even the music, usually you have your quiet times at your funerals, but nowadays it's a lot of dancing and celebration. It's a big thing. It's a big celebration. And then one of the other thing is that the feeding is like you're feeding. It's like a party. People just coming in to eat. You're cooking. I remember when Granny died, we had fish, chicken, goat meat, right? And a lot of people who came in, they didn't want chicken. There were so many boxes of chicken left there because everybody coming in wanted goat meat and they wanted fish. And we are looking just like this should be a solemn time when you're mourning and you're supporting. But no, people are coming with the bags and they're making sure that I didn't go home. If it's 6 of them at home, them carry them back to bring home food for 6 people. So gone are the days when people die, you bring coffee, or you bring a bread, or you bring a bottle of rum to help dig the grave, um, and you go over there to help dig yourself. Gone are those days. Today it's about the partying and the amount of liquor that is there to be. You have to have all these cases and drink. I laugh sometimes because I remember I was serving the soup when I went down for Granny's the ninth night, and I was serving the liquor also. And people came in and we were laughing. Like my cousins were saying, like certain people would come in and give their guineas. And they would say, wait a minute, you never used to drink Guinness, you used to drink rum. But because it's this time and it's free and it's there, nobody wants rum. Everybody wants Guinness. So we had a laugh about it. But if you don't mind, you end up in debt after burying somebody because people are just coming to entertain, to take, and not understanding that this is a time when you need to get things done. So, not my music, people, not my music. Not my music, enjoy. Not living for Christ, then I cannot be happy. I only live my life to please the Lord. I am working for a robe and a star on my throne. I only live my life to please the Lord. If I'm not living for Christ, then I cannot be happy. Sorry, guys. I only live my life to please the Lord. Not my music, people. Not my music. Good, not my music. I had to. Right, so welcome to all of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Bev Brown. Yes. I pull on the jeans dress to come down because I'm down here downstairs. Hey, last Nick. Welcome. welcome. Thanks for joining. First time. That's a new sub. New welcome to the family. Guys, so say make him welcome, make Glasnick welcome. So any questions, guys? Any questions? As I said, it's just my opinion and to each his own. Yes. It's something I think along with insurance, guys. Get a little insurance. It doesn't have to be hundreds and hundreds of thousands, but make sure that you have a little insurance. Go and pay for it, and you will see. And you will see that in the end your children will get a start. A lot of us, we always say our children should not struggle the way we struggled. We know what it was like going to school. You have to be working full time, taking care of family, and finding time for school, taking out student loans, which is growing interest anyways. But if you have a policy and your kids get to that point, it will be there to help them, so they don't have to put themselves in the amount of debt we went through in order to help them to build. Hey, my cousin Minalva, welcome. I see you. Thanks for joining. So, Bev Brown, we were talking about our the wills, to make a will before you die, so that what you have, it doesn't create chaos with family members. When you have more than one child, for me, I want to give my kids what I have now, and a lot of things that I thought they would have liked, they don't like it. And so it gives me a chance to make sure I give it to somebody who needs it now, so that they don't have to deal with it in the end. So I said, if we have property, if we have things that we make a will, so that when we are gone, we know exactly, there's no chaos about it. And there's so many people today, Bev Brown, who they are creating such turmoil. People are losing their lives because people assume that, um, their siblings see that they're the ones doing, and so once mom and or dad is gone, then what is here would have been mine. And then find out it's not so. They're gone for years, and the one who stays home and says, "I'm not going to foreign, you're staying right over there." And they're the ones sitting there, bathing them, feeding them, keeping them clean, doing all of the things that needs to be done. But then once the parents' eyes close, these kids who are never around, they come and they want their share. A lot of them squander what they had, um, and then they come to take what the parents left there. So I'm just saying, for to avoid some of those things, just write a will so that they know who gets what when the time comes. Absolutely, Bev Brown. Especially when you have more than one kid. There have some kids who they just want to live their life and enjoy every minute of what they have. And then when things happen, they're coming out to take. They never remember to come by and say, is mommy okay, or does she need anything? But once your eyes are closed, they're gonna push out the one who was there, giving you a little hot water each time. So it's life, That's how life is. Hi, Mr. Davis. Howdy, Mr. Davis. Welcome, Mr. Davis. Thanks for joining. All is well. All is well. All is well, my friend. All is well. Just you're talking about writing your will, your last will and testament. So there's no confusion, but you just have one, so there should be no confusion there. So any questions? Any questions? So that's how it goes, my people. Today, funerals years ago was sacred. It was black dresses and people mourn the death. Today, it's all dancing and merrymaking, and it's a big party. It's a huge party, and I don't know, but it's how it's how it is. So, if we have no questions, if we have no, I don't know, the lighting down here is just weird. I think you should, sir. I honestly think it doesn't have to be fancy, but just have something there. It doesn't have to be fancy. I the other day, Mr. Davis, I had a situation with a young lady. She met me at school and we walking down and she started getting sick on the road. And we came into the house and it was an experience, I'm telling you. The ambulance had to take her to here. She spent 2 days, 2.5 days in the hospital. Um, well, good question, Bev Brown. Yeah, she's feeling better, Mr. Davis. I did get I wish somebody in the chat could answer that for Bev Brown. What if you don't That's how I feel, Sister Ernestine. Just do the best I can when they're here. Give them what I have, and if my kids already tell me, "Mommy, we don't want this, we don't want that, we don't want," so I know I can just make a gift of it now because I'm downsizing anyways. So I know what I can just give because they'll never want it. They don't. My kids don't want too much. They don't want much of anything. So I don't need to sit here and say, "Oh, I need to get this," because no, they don't want it. They don't want the jewelry. They don't want anything. They're simple. But yeah, she's better, Mr. Davis. She reached out to me this morning and tell me that she's getting much, much better now. But it was a scary experience. I mean, to have somebody go unconscious, go from vomiting with pain and in the stomach and chest pain, and just it was bad too. The fire people are there trying to find a pulse. They said the pulse was weak, and to her losing consciousness right there, and for a day or two, it just was that horror, that thing that I was saying. What if she? This was just doing a kind deed, and almost had her dying right in the house here. But it won't stop me from doing good because it won't stop me. I'm happy I was there to support her. It's okay. It's okay. Hopefully, we see you tomorrow at school. All being well. Take care. Love to your daughter and the missus. Thank you. Yes, Ernestine, I think so too. Whatever they want to do with it while our eyes are open, just give it to them and tell them what charity to give to. I know a lot of some of the patients I had, they had no family, so the church would come in, they donate everything to the churches, and they would come in and take it over once they're gone. And I don't have a problem with those things, but when these people are old and struggling and need a prayer or need an ear to listen, sometimes they're so abusive when you go in there to them. And you don't see any of these people at all. You don't see a pastor, you don't see uh, 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 um, what the Jewish people, a rabbi, you don't see anybody come in. And you go through it every day. I've known of some people who the patients would leave a gift for, and the family would come and say, "No way," because it's not in the will. Then you can't go fight. One person had left me 5,000, but I couldn't. When everything was over and everything was over, that was it. Never hear from one soul again. And you can fight because it was not written in the will for you. It was just a word of mouth telling them, when I leave, give the nurse $5,000. But you're not going to see that. Thank you, Bev Brown. Yeah, it was. When you look at the whole picture, Bev, it's like this was just God's doing because it had to be God because she was alone at home with the baby. The baby's like 6 months, and for how things unraveled, it is just like I don't know. It had to be just God's doing for the whole thing because after the fire truck came and the ambulance came and they left with her, I had the kids here with me until somebody could have come to get them. So the husband is at work. She was home alone with the baby. That so it just we have to trust God because He does truly work wonders. But she's better now. She's out and she's better. Um, haven't seen her. I get she's home. I guess trying to get 100%. So that's how life is. So I don't know, Bev, if you don't have much, but whatever it is, how little it is, sometimes if it's even your Bible, you want a special one of your kids to have your Bible. Because even your Bible sometimes means so much to you and you want to leave it for a kid. And then you might have some kids who just say, "Oh, I want this Bible," but you wanted it to go to Dwayne. And so it's good to just put it in writing. Just put it in writing, because for some it might just be a Bible, but for you and for Dwayne, it will mean a lot more than that. You ever hear some people say there's no price you could put on certain gifts? Priceless. So just put them there, guys. Just don't put the unnecessaries about the funeral thing. I want to be dressed this way. I want to be that. Just live a good life. Live a godly life. Do good, and when the time comes, just you don't know what goes on after you die. You know. I think Maurice Kinkley always says something about roses when I'm gone. Just make sure that if you love them or you like them, tell them now. Don't wait till them cold and they can't hear you or know anything. Just tell them now. It's really interesting, Bev Brown. It was a really, I texted her and told her my sister was coming to help me pack some stuff and throw out some stuff. Just bag them, not throw them out, but bag things to put out for the Salvation Army to come pick up. And when she said that, I reached out to her and tell her, come put her things where she need to put them. She said she wasn't feeling good, and I said, all right, sleep it off, and when you wake up, if you can come, then come. And she woke up and called me at 2 something and tell me she's coming. And she came to the school waiting for me, and we're walking down, and she started getting sick, just started getting sick. But everything was for a reason. So that's how it is, guys. It's Sunday. I'm wishing all of you the best. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for contributing to the conversation. That is so true, Ernestine, and we will not understand it if we don't have a relationship with God. We don't understand it if we don't know Him personally. Well, if that's the case, Bev, then you need to do that. You need to do that. You need to do that, because if you want her to have it, you have children. It doesn't have to be fancy, Bev. You just have to probably get it notarized. Just have it notarized, maybe give all of them a copy so that nobody said they didn't know. Because some of it here, when I was looking today, it's like some fancy things. But for me personally, it would just be an email sent to all the kids. Because like my older twin, she did hers, but she didn't do a fancy. She just sent an email. She says, this is for my sister, this is for so and so, my insurances are so and so. She just tell them whatever it was, and her car goes to who, and just like that. What bank her money is at, and that's it. So everybody got the same email, so nobody could say, well, she didn't say that, or it's there for all of us to see it. Doesn't have to be fancy, Bev. Doesn't have to be fancy. So this guy, Jamaican Revival mentor, Ruflex DJ Doogie. I like his the revival. I like his singing. So a lot of times I come home in the evenings and I just sit and I play and just sing. Just sing, just sing. Because it uplifts you, makes you feel good inside. Just make you sing. So please remember to like the video live, guys. Give me a thumbs up, please. Give me a thumbs up. I'm trying to find Mr. Yeah, I come home and I just sing and go with the flow. I don't know where his other. Oh, here it is. Any more questions? Yeah, man. Like the live, guys. Like the live. Remember, the music is not mine. It's. I don't think it's copyrighted, but it lifts your spirit and just makes you feel good inside. Don't know why it's not playing. Okay, that is true for everywhere, Ernestine. If there's no will, and then it becomes a bigger issue because what is it? Is that what we call a probate, Ernestine? I think that's what they call the probate. So it has to go in the court, and the court decide. Um, the court decides. So it's good to write a will, guys. Just leave a little will. It's not gonna hurt to sit with somebody who understands it and get it done and make sure that it's there just in case. Prevents a lot of heartache. All right, so I guess then I thank you so much. I'm so glad to see your beautiful faces here with me tonight. Um just lift me up in prayer, guys, in this allergy. But as I said, I'm not in pain. I'm not suffering. I just have the nasal, my sinuses become overactive. My eyes get itchy a lot, and so I cry a lot. I'm crying, but I'm not crying. Um, but I'm thankful. It could have been worse, and so there's no wheezing. My lungs are good. It's just my upper respiratory system that is struggling with the pollen. My problem is the pollen, and so many different trees um, and things that are out now and doing their thing. I cannot fight it. And so I just learned to live with it. This has been the toughest year. Usually it comes, but in 2 or so weeks it would have been gone. But as the news consistently said, this year has been the harshest year so far with the pollen. So I'm giving thanks because I can talk, I can walk, I can eat, I can sleep. I mean, the sleeping is a struggle sometimes, but I still am not gonna sit here and stress myself out and get sick. You know, if I have to sit up and adjust myself so I can even sleep for an hour or two, I do that. But I'm not gonna sit and complain and Oh, Jed, Jed, welcome in, Jed. Welcome, welcome, Jed. Guys, show some love to Jed. Thank you for joining, Jed. So great to see you. Thank you. Thank you for love. I send love back to you. Thank you. Thank you, Bev Brown, for prayer. Prayer is good. And I mean, we all need prayer to stay uplifted and to be protected from all harms and dangers out there lurking. But as I said, I'm not in pain. It's just my nasal right there. I'm stuffed up and hard to breathe sometimes. I've done so much I've done so much. Somebody told me about the menthol chips, and I came home with it, and my neighbor brought me some, and the young lady who joined our team, she brought me some, and I used a little bit in the boiling water, and that thing was so strong. I says, not me, so I didn't use it. I set it in a container and I put it I put it on the night table, but I didn't want to inhale that in my head like that. And then, thank you, Jen. As you send me prayers, Jen, I send prayers back to you. Thank you so much. And then I did use the eucalyptus oil to just wipe on the top of the bed head so that I would inhale it if I turn or what have you. But that's still, my nostrils are still clogged up. And I did put the eucalyptus. My principal told me to she brought me a bottle. We have a black bottle of eucalyptus oil. I forgot who made it. And she says, no, that's not the right one. So she brought me a bottle of the clear Benjamins, the clear bottle with the blue paper on it. She said, this is the right one. I came home, I poured it in a basin with the boiling water, I covered my head with the towel, and I steamed and I steamed. Doesn't last. So I just let it ride, let it go, let it just run its course. I know how it is. I've been there. It's just that this time it's longer than usual. But there's no headaches, there's no face ache, there's no aching. It's just that the adeno is right there. Those little bumps right in there are swollen. And because they get swollen, they block the air from coming out. I could suck the air in, but something to push it out, it wouldn't. So I have to breathe through my mouth. God is such a smart God. He put the nostrils there, he put the mouth. So if the nostrils are not working, you can still survive because the mouth can breathe. So I'm thankful, guys. I'm very thankful. Yes, show love to. Very good. Show love to Chet. And so many of you have been here supporting the Soup Kitchen, you're supporting me, you're supporting Bev Brown. And we thank you for all the blessings that came in, continues to come in. I know that I mentioned in a video that I didn't post a video. I think Bev Brown posted a video where they were tying the steel, they were doing the bent the things to tie the steels to build the columns. We're waiting for that guy to be finished so that the other mason man can come in and get those in the ground and then for the building blocks to start going up. So everything is there. We just need the hands to start putting it together. I did reach out to a friend who said his car was in the shop and he would have gotten back to me. I didn't hear from him yet, so I don't know. So it's just how things are. And as I said, years ago when things were not so up and going and people were not getting in monies in the ways they're getting it today, then when there was no work, the little Mason men and all of them would depend on the small business people, the small people, the community people for bread because they're the only ones who are keeping them going. But then, as soon as revenue start comes in and people are building the grand homes, then they forget the people who have been there with them throughout time, making sure that if it's even a pound of flour, they could buy it. But that's how life is, people forget. And so they only remember when things get meager. Then when they look and there's no more big building to go up, then they will run back. But from how long Bev Brown has been asking, and it has been tough, nobody to build a small bathroom and a small kitchen, and all the material are sitting there. But in God we trust. Oh, yeah, tell them, Joshua, to hit the thumbs up buttons. Welcome back, Josh. Welcome, welcome. Um, I never tried the rosemary bush. I am so particular, sis, because I'm so allergic to stuff that I'm afraid to put stuff in my system. Because when you're not feeling good inside your body, inside your stomach, it's not a good feeling. So I'm allergic to shellfish, I'm allergic to honey, I'm allergic to different things. And so I'm afraid to really put things in. So I just kind of just go with the flow for now. And I know it will get better because um, when I blow my nostrils, they're clear, it's clear. The liquid is clear. The mucus is clear. If it ever becomes discolored, then I will worry then. But so far, it has been just clear liquid when it's ready and it drips. It's just clear liquid. Yeah, it will pass. It will go. It will go. As I said, like sometimes I really like even my ear seems like it clogs up, but it has its moments. I've been to school and I've taught last week, and the kids heard me. They understood, so I'm just letting it do its thing, and then just let me get back to my normal, so I could sing again. I could sing a little bit again. I did sing for on the Sabbath for the Happy Sabbath Friday night. I did sing. It was a little nasal, but you know what? As I said, it's the words and the message. It's not the breaking of the voice, but it's the words and the message. Let's listen for that part. So it's great to see everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. Um, Hope your week will be a good one. Please continue to watch the videos and share them. The J Jordan, he has been so busy sharing them. As soon as he sees them come out, he sends them out. If you notice the videos, you see that they're getting quite a few views now. And so I give God the glory for all blessings, great and small. For all of you have been watching and leaving your comments. I thank you and I appreciate you. I know some of us you're watching, but you're not leaving a comment. But I understand because people have to be watching them. That's why we're getting so much, 100 and something views. And so I know you're watching. And so when you don't get to leave a comment, it's okay. Thank you for your support. Just give a thumbs up on them, guys, because we get like 100 and something views, but we have like 10 likes. So people are watching, and if they're watching on their phones or on the television, they're not able to give a like. On the phone, yes, if they just click the X and then do the thumbs up, um, that would be good. But please continue to support. As I said, I have a young man who did so well in math. You could see that this kid is structured for greatness. All kids are, but some kids are not utilizing those gifts that they have to do great things. And no matter how what's going on around this kid, he stays focused. He gets all assignments done. He is a level. He's actually doing seventh and eighth grade work right now. I'm so thankful, and I decided instead of doing a pizza party, I'm gonna give it to him as a scholarship. The funds I got from, so this is last month's funds, and the funds I'll get the end of this month, I'm going to just put it together so he'll get a couple $100 to get himself ready for school next year. He deserves it and then more. I said instead of just doing pizza and then them just eat and forget it, I said no, let me give him a little scholarship. It's not much, but it can buy books and pencils and a uniform for next year. So that's what that will do. So I give God thanks for all blessings, and as He blesses me, I want to be a blessing to somebody, my student, somebody, anybody. I just want it to go back there. So continue to support, guys. Continue to support. Um, so that together we can grow. Yes, Ernestine, I thought about it and I said, I'm looking at some of the kids, no matter how you ask them to do the right things. It is so hard for them. And I'm telling them if they just try, because some of the things they do, you just look at them like, was that even necessary? You know. So I said, your kids growing up, you're going to go through, you're going to be playful, you're going to be social, but you gotta know when to turn it off. And so as I thought about it, I said, let me do this for this kid, you hear me? Because it doesn't matter what the environment sounds like or looks like, he's on top of his thing. So I know they're from Haiti. Yeah, his parents, they're from Haiti. And I know that it can be tight sometimes. I didn't ask, I don't know, but I just know that he deserves the support. So we'll do it that way. Call it a day. All right, my family, you're my family, you are my family, my MVP family. And so thank you. So to think about your living wills and testaments, please think about it. As I said, you don't have to have a lot, but if just to prevent any problems, um, any distractions, any unnecessary arguments and fights, then just leave a little will. Little is much, exactly, Bev. Little is much all the time. Onward and upward, we say indeed, because it doesn't matter how small it is. If it makes a dent, it means that something good happened. So enjoy your evenings, my people. Thank you for the company. Thank you so much. Thank you, Angie. You stayed the whole time with me. Oh my God, thanks, AG. I mean, listen, it doesn't, it's not just me, AG, it's all of you who have supported and supported and supported some more. Um, I just pray that God will bless you in special ways as you also bless me so I could be a blessing to others. So it's a good thing. The blessing goes around, it goes around. It's a circle, you know? And so it continues, it continues. And so I say again, thank you guys for love. Thank you for respect. Thank you for appreciation. Thank you for watching and liking and commenting. And even if you don't comment, thank you for watching, sharing, and liking the videos. And so I'm going to sign off now. I have to go upstairs to iron for work tomorrow and freeze some drinks for my kids for tomorrow. They like the snappers when I freeze them and bring them in. So I think last week was I did a bingo, math bingo with them, and as they won, I wrote out their names to give them a frozen drink. So on Thursday, I was lugging in like 10 frozen drinks. And then on Friday, there were some who got three, so I had to freeze again and bring it on Friday. And I have three kids who had won three times, so I'm bringing their mangoes and an apple. I think two mangoes and an apple in tomorrow. So I'm gonna go upstairs and get ready. And thanks to all of you. Thank you, Miss Ruby, my dear cousin. Ah, yeah, It is, oh my goodness. Beyond. All right. Thank God that He has allowed you to see the potential. Yep, yep, yep. And hope, yeah, because you know what? Because I had a pencil case, right? I had it since 2002. It's a nice pencil case, and I had bought it with. It came with a lot of different pencils, um, like great job, excellent, whatever. It was a lot of pencils, and somehow I had used like half the pencils and just had it sitting. Year to year, I have it sitting in my thing. And this year, all these years from 2002, I had that box. And this kid, when I see how he deports himself, so respectful, so humble, and he came to me and asked me, they sent me an email to fill out an uh, recommendation for him for in math, to try him into a special school. And there was a question there that when I read the question and I said, of course, of course, of course, 3 times. And when he walked in the room, I said, I just finished your recommendation, and it was a pleasure to do it for you. And all of a sudden in my head, I said, what could I give to this kid? And I turned around, I picked up the pencil box, and I handed it to him. And I told him the story of the box. This kid, man, if you had given him $100 bills, he wouldn't have been so. He was just glowing. He was just glowing. He says, thank you, Mrs. Simon Black, thank you. And it made me feel good. And because I saw the smile on his face. And I said, I want you to cherish it. And the pencils all there represents who you are. And so it's you have those children who you can never. Then, guys, I have to share this with you before I go. Leaving on Friday, we're coming out of the building, and a group of us, teachers and the parents and stuff, coming out. We got in the parking lot. So we're standing there talking, and a vehicle drove in, and a person says, Miss Salmon. And I'm looking at the person because I said, all right, this is somebody who knows me, but didn't know that I've been married now for 17 years. So this person, 18 years, this year is 18. So this person, it seems like is somebody from the past. So I'm looking at the person, and he says, you remember me? I was your student. And I said, oh my God, tell me your name. I said, I've seen so many thousands of you. Tell me your name. And he says, I am Chance. And all of a sudden I remember Chance. In 2004, that young man, the mother, sent me I'm going to show it to you guys one day because I'm not upstairs. A nice picture frame, pink leather around it. And he did write his name on it. And when I saw him, I had to hug him. I said, Chance, what are you doing? He says, well, I'm working with children in Bloomfield area. I said, thank God. And I just had to hug that kid so tight. I said, thank you for making me proud. It was a good moment. I had to thank him for recognizing me and was, just so happy to say hello to me. Because you have some kids who they don't acknowledge the teachers who were with them years ago. So it was a good moment on Friday evening. So blessings come in all different shapes and form. And who want mangoes? Oh, you want mangoes, right? Somebody sent me that picture with the Julie mangoes. I posted it. Yep. So yes, my cousin, I do see. I try by God's grace. I see the potential in these kids, and I encourage them. Some parents get mad. They say I'm picking on their kids, but I said if I am encouraging your child to do well because I see greatness in them, in him or her, then I think you should also encourage your child to do well. I don't need to pick on children. I encourage children. Yes, I'm tough with them because I know they can do better than they're doing. So sometimes you get stuff because they come back at you. But thanks, guys, for staying with me. Six of us here, still keeping my company. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love again. Take good care of yourselves. Jet, prayers up to for you every single day. Miss Ruby, thank you so much. You just came in and you sit here with me the whole time. Thank you, my dear cousin. And all of you who have been here. AG, you was here before I even figured out how to manage this thing. And thank you for hanging out with me. I hope your knee feels better more than it was today. Don't want you to get it bad again. Um, Good night, Jet. Rest well, and I hope tomorrow will be a greater day for you. Um, Ernestine, all the way from the UK. Thank you for finding the life tonight and hanging out with us tonight. Bev Brown, thank you so much. We hope that the soup kitchen will get done. The kitchen will be built soon, and we can, we can be there. Maurice, good night again, and thank you for hanging out. I don't know if you were here the whole time, but thank you so much, Maurice. Guys, show Maurice some love. Thank you, Jordan, for coming in. You were with me yesterday on the live, and you came back again today. I thank you and I appreciate you. For all of you who came on board, um, I want to say that Benalva, last link, or last link, um, all of you who came on in tonight, I want to thank you so, so much. Shauna and Toots, thank you so much. And it's now good night, rest well, and we'll see you again for the next live. My sister AG will tell me what topic to go pull up so that I'll be ready with the topic. One of the great rewards in your teaching a student out of the blue one. Listen, isn't that one of the best things, cousin? Miss Ruby, that is such a good thing. When even I was walking years ago, walking down from my old school coming down, a car pulled up next to me. And I wasn't nervous because it was a young lady driving. She got out the car and walked around and asked me if I remembered her. I said, you know what? Don't feel bad that I don't remember your faces because I've worked with so many of you. She told me her name. And I always ask her, what are you doing now? And she was actually in nursing school. In my building right here where I worked, just during when we went back to school, we're wearing masks. But my voice, they say, is such a voice that you can know it wherever. And a young lady said to me, Miss Salmon, and I said, oh my God, who is this? And this was another student who is now a psychologist and works in we have our middle school, but half of the school, the other end is a elementary school. She works in that school for the state as a psychologist. So it's like when it's such a beautiful thing when these kids like, because this girl, when she heard, when I said, oh, you know it's me, and she said, your voice, I know your voice, Miss Salmon. And I said, oh my God. So it's a blessing, man, when you're teaching, the kids acknowledges you. Right. So now, guys, please. Oh, Maurice. I don't know about the grade. Take the grade out of there. I don't know if I'm that great. I just do the best I can. And I want to see children succeed. I love when kids succeed. I don't care if they're big successes or small successes. I love it. And so I am always tough with them. But it's good when they see me and is willing to not hide us and look at her, but to come up and embrace me or to tell me that we're here. So I love what I do, guys. I truly do. It's tough sometimes. Oh my God, it's tough sometimes. You just hang your head, but it's 91% great. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, okay, my friends, take care of yourselves now. Good night. Goodbye. And may God bless you, each and every one of you in a special way. And as you go, we say, let the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts always be acceptable in God's sight. All right? And when you pray to Him, talk to Him as a friend. Talk to Him Don't be angry, but talk to him and ask him questions and work with him so that he can make the path straight for you. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. How do I get out of this? Exit. There's something that says in the stream, right? Dag. I don't know how to do this, right? And